Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare Hare Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Rama Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama Hare Hare Krishna 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 Rama Hare Hare जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्री गौर भक्तवृंद हरे कृष्ण
Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, everyone. So today is Wednesday, 21st of February. It is Madhava Masa or Magha Masa, Shukla Paksham and the Trayodasi Tithi. So today there is one Vaishnavan today. So today is the appearance day of Sri Nityananda Prabhu. So we shall read a few lines about Nityananda Trayodasi. So this is from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. So the appearance day of Lord Nityananda. So fasting has been observed yesterday for Dwadasi, for Jai Mahadwadasi. So this excerpt is from Chaitanya Charitamrita, Adilila, chapter 5, the glories of Lord Nityananda, Nityananda Balarama. So the Supreme Personality of Godhead Krishna is the fountainhead of all incarnations. Lord Balarama is his second body. These two are one and the same identity. They differ only in form. Lord Balarama is the first bodily expansion of Krishna, and he assists in Lord Krishna's transcendental pastimes. That original Lord Krishna appeared in Navadvipa as Lord Chaitanya, and Balarama appeared with him as Lord Nityananda. May Sri Nityananda Rama be the object of my constant remembrance. Sankarshana, Seshanaga, and the Vishnus who lie under Karana ocean, Garbha ocean, and ocean of milk are his plenary portions and the portions of his plenary portions. I surrender onto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, who is known as Sankarshana in the midst of the Chaturvyuha, consisting of Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, and Aniruddha. He possesses full opulences and resides in Vaikuntha Loka, far beyond the material creation. I offer my full obeisances onto the lotus feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, whose partial representation called Karanodaka Sai Vishnu. Lying on the Karana ocean is the original Purusha, the master of illusory energy, and the shelter of all the universes. I offer my full obeisances onto the feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, a partial part of whom is Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu. From the navel of Garbhodaka Sai Vishnu sprouts the lotus that is the birthplace of Brahma, the engineer of the universe. The stem of that lotus is the resting place of the multitude of planets. I offer my respectful obeisances onto the feet of Sri Nityananda Rama, whose secondary part is the Vishnu lying in the ocean of milk. That Kshirodaksai Vishnu is the super soul of all living entities and the maintainer of all the universes. Sheshanaga is his further subpart. I have explained the seventh verse in four subsequent verses. By these verses, all the world can know the truth about Lord Nityananda. So to read whole chapter, so it is Chaitanya Charitamrita Adilila, fifth chapter. So this is further beautiful first. There are further beautiful pastimes of Sri Nityananda Rama. So I shall share those. It is coming from Chaitanya Charitamrita only. So if you get a chance, so kindly read them. Otherwise, I shall read some excerpts from the Chaitanya Charitamrita. This is from Special Vaishnava Days. Okay, that is from the Vaishnavans perspective. So we shall move on to Srimad Bhagavatam. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Hare Krishna. So in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Sukadeva Goswami speaking to Parikshit Maharaj. So how one has to detach from his all the material world and the affairs related to the body. So antakale tu purusha agate gata sadvasaha chinjat asanga sestrena spruham dehenu anuyechitam. So at the end of his life, whenever he understands that it is time for him to leave the body, so antakale tu purusha agate gata sadvasaha chinjat asanga sestrena. He has to detach everything that are related to the body. Spruham dehe anuyechitam, all related things to body. And गृहात् प्रवृतो धीरः पुण्यतीर्थजलाप्लुतः शुचौ विविक्त आसीनो विधिवत् कल्पितासने. And once he leaves home, he is dhira and he has to take shelter of Punyatirtha Jalaplutaha, like the holy rivers, and then take bath every day, 3 times a day. And then Sucho Vivikta Asino, completely cleansing himself and sitting himself in the proper place. Vidivat Kalpitasane, and he starts to uh, s- how to meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So here today, Sukadeva Goswami says how what needs to be meditated on. He says one has to meditate with complete purified mind on the mantra, that is the three-lettered mantra. It is called Brahmaksharam. And then so we have to always keeping uh, concentrated mind on it with the mind, and controlling the breath, and he has to meditate until he is completely purified. So likewise, Sukadeva Goswami is saying. So we are in the second canto, chapter 1, verse number 17. अभ्यसेत् मनसा शुद्धं त्रिवृद् ब्रह्माक्षरं परं मनो यच्चेज्जितश्वासो ब्रह्म बीजम् अविस्मरन्. Abhyaset manasa shuddham. One should practice by the mind. Shuddham is a sacred mind and completely free from all kinds of material desires. Abhyaset manasa shuddham. Tivrud, Tivrud Brahmaksharam Param. Trivrud. So this is the composed of 3 letters. Brahmaksharam Param. That is called Brahmaksharam. So contains the 3 letters. Param, the supreme, which is beyond this material creation. Trivrud Brahmaksharam Param. Mano Yacha Jitaswaso. And bring the mind into his control by the regulating the breathing of air. Mano Yacha Jitaswaso. Brahma Bijam Avismaran. And without forgetting the Brahma Bijam, the absolute, the seed, without forgetting. So likewise, he has to meditate on the 3 letter letter. So this is Omkara. Omkara is composed of the three Akaram, Vukaram, and Makaram. So combined of 3 syllables, it is called Om. So here, Sukadeva Goswami is saying one has to meditate and one has to sound these vibrations. Omkara, Om. So that needs to be all the time going on by controlling the breathing and the concentrated mind. Likewise, without forgetting, he has to do meditate. Abhyaset manasa viddham trivrad brahmaksharam param mano yacche jitaswaso brahma bijam avismaran. So translation for this verse: after sitting in the above manner, make the mind remember the three transcendental letters A, U, and by regulating the breathing process, control the mind as so as not to forget the transcendental seed. And purport by Srila Prabhupada. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. So can I request Usha Mataji to read purport? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Can I repeat?
Yes, Mataji, please.
Okay. Omkara or the Pranava is the seed of transcendental realization, and it is composed of the three transcendental letters A, O, Ma. By its chanting by the mind in conjunction with the breathing process, which is transcendental but mechanical way of getting into trance, as devised by the experience of great mystic, one is able to bring the mind, which is materially absorbed, under control. This is the way of changing the habit of the mind. The mind is not be killed. Mind or desire cannot be stopped, but to develop a desire to function for spiritual realization, the quality of engagement by the mind has to be changed. The mind is the pivot of the active sense organs, and as such, if the quality of thinking, feeling, and willing is changed, naturally the quality of actions by the instrumental senses will also change. Omkara is the seed of all transcendental sound, and it is only the transcendental sound which can bring about the desired change of the mind and the senses. Even a mentally deranged man can be cured by treatment of transcendental sound. In the Bhagavad Gita, the Pranava Omkara has been accepted as the direct, uh, literal representation of the Supreme Absolute Truth. One who is not able to chant directly the holy name of the Lord as recommended above can easily chant the Pranava Omkara. This Omkara is a note of address, such as O my Lord, just as Om Hari Om means O my Lord, the Supreme Personality of Godhead. As we have explained before, the Lord's holy name is identical with the Lord himself. So also is the Omkara. So also is the Omkara. But persons who are unable to realize the transcendental personal form or name of the Lord on account of their imperfect senses. In the other words, the neophytes are trained to the practice of self-realization by this mechanical process of regulating the breathing function and simultaneously repeating the pranava omkara within the mind, as we have several times expressed. Since the transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, etc. of the personality of Godhead are impossible to understand with the present material senses, it is necessary that through the mind, the center of sensual activities such a transcendental realization be set into motion. The devotees directly fix their minds on the person of the Absolute Truth. But one who is unable to accommodate such personal features of the Absolute is disciplined in impersonality to train the mind to make further progress. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji. So here Prabhupada is mentioning, so Omkara is the Pranava, so the seed of transcendental realization. So Krishna says, I am the Omkara. And this is Omkara, it is divided as Akaram, Ukaram, and Makaram. So our Acharyas, they describe Omkara is the Akaram Uchyate Krishnaha Sarva Lokaika Nayakaha. Ukaram Uchyate Radha, Makaram Jivavachakaha. So this composes of Krishna, Radha Rani, and all the living entities. Krishna, internal potency, and the marginal potency. So this is Omkara. So by chanting by the mind in conjunction with this breathing process, this is breathing process is mentioned Jitaswasa, controlling how it can be done. Suchaudes, Krishna says in the Bhagavad Gita, Suchodese Pratistapya Stiram Asanam Atmanaha Nati Uchcharitam, Nati Nicham, Chailajina Pushottaram. He has to sit in a place which is not too high, not too low, and also Chailajina Pushottaram, putting a grass kind of kusha grass on top of that kind. So he need to sit properly. And then Tatra ekagram manah krutva. So concentrated mind. So he has to look all his eyesight on the tip of the nose. Ekagram manah krutva yata chittendriya kriyaha. And yata chittendriya. Keeping chitta indriya kriyaha. And then Upavishyane Yunjyat Yogam Atma Vishuddhaye. So that is Krishna's statements in the Bhagavad Gita. One has to sit like that. Samam kaya sirogrevam dharayan achalam stiraha. So likewise, one has to sit properly and meditate on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. So there also one has to concentrate on the four-handed form of Lord Vishnu. So with the Shankha Chakra Gadadhara, Swadhishnyanam Ekadese, Manasa Pranadharanam. Just completely only on the Supreme Personality of Godhead. Okay, that is the Omkara. And here, this is only when he is chanting the Omkara, he is completely meditating on the form of Vishnu. That is also mentions Krishna. Yukta asita matparaha. Krishna says, Mana samyamya machitto yukta asita matparaha. Even though he is vibrating this impersonal letter Brahmakshara, Omkara, but one has to concentrate on the matparaha, only on me. But here Prabhupada mentions this is impersonal feature of the Lord. The similar kind of thing is also mentioned with the form, the Lord's form with the four-handed Vishnu form. And there are further information is given in this purport. So, oh my Lord, and just as Om Hari Om, and Prabhupada mentions these are the Pranava Omkara, that is offering our obeisances without forgetting, and such a way one can bring all his senses into control. And also eating mitbhuk, eating medium, and just controlling all the food habits, everything. So that is about this process. Sukadeva Goswami is saying one has to follow this particular practice. Abhyaset manasa shuddham trivrad brahmaksharam param mano yachet jataswaso brahmabejam avismaran. So that is from Srimad Bhagavatam. So we shall move on to Srila Prabhupada's daily letter. So today letter to Jaya Gopala, and it is January 11th, 1970, Los Angeles. So can I request if Smriti Kana Mataji, if Mataji is not available, can I request any available devotees? Amlata Mataji, would you like to read if available? Or Prabhavati Mataji, if available.
So sorry, Prabhu. I logged in my mobile. It's a bit difficult for me to read. I'll read it maybe day after tomorrow.
Yeah, sure, Mataji. Mampi Mataji.
Yes, Prabhu.
Yeah, Hare Krishna.
Please accept my blessings. I thank you very much for your letter dated January the 9th, 1970, along with your check, $15 for my maintenance. For a servant of Krishna, there is no distinction of hell and heaven. Our only ambition should be to serve the Lord. It does not matter where the service is demanded. It is exactly like the soldiers are asked to come forward to fight, and there is no question of selecting the place. There are many sincere souls like you in the Western world, and my Guru Maharaj wanted me to come here and pick up as many of you as is possible. And I'm trying my best. By grace of Krishna, you have joined me to help in the Krishna consciousness propaganda, and Krishna will surely be pleased upon you very much. Please try to continue this activity of cooperation, and we are sure to come out successful. Regarding Valsar marrying, for the time being, they can be married by the civil court without delay. Both the husband and wife may be allowed to associate with you, and after a few days, if you recommend for initiation, then you can send their beads and they will be initiated by post. At the time, you can perform our regular wedding ceremony as usual. That will be nice. Uninitiated couples cannot be married by us. We shall not take the responsibility of an ordinary marriage maker. Our practice is to help devotees for advancing in Krishna consciousness. In such activities, when there is necessity, we get them married too. Regarding your question of an initiated person falling prey to the Maya, the answer is that so long we are in this material world, there is always chance of being spoiled by Maya. So we must stick with vow to the lotus feet of Krishna. An initiated devotee is given the chance for becoming free from the entanglement of karma wheel. Initiated means beginning, not perfection. The spiritual master's business is to guide him to the perfectional point. But if one does not strictly follow the guidance of a bona fide spiritual master, his initiation does not bear any meaning. The initiation performance is an agreement by the disciples to abide by the order of the spiritual master. Therefore, if the spiritual master is bona fide and the disciple is serious to abide by his order, then the success is sure. But if a disciple follows strictly the devotional way of life, he is no longer a karmi, and all his activities which may appear to be like ordinary work, or it may be activity according to scriptural injunction, are counted as devotional service. And devotional service in all circumstances is free from the actions and reactions of karma. I hope this cleared the matter. Your ever well-wisher, A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.
Jai. Thank you, Mataji. Any take points, Mataji?
So, yes, so Srila Prabhupada has emphasized here a point, a few points. And number one, he's emphasizing that for a devotee, it doesn't matter where he's serving. It may be hell or heaven. It does not matter. For a devotee, the only important thing is he's serving Krishna. Our acharyas have sung as well that we don't mind even going to hell as long as we can serve Krishna. And then the next, Srila Prabhupada is saying that yes, regarding the marriage institution. So Srila Prabhupada is always has always agreed that we should marry and then lead a grihastha life, and then we can serve Krishna together. So we shall not take the responsibility of an ordinary marriage maker. Our practice is to help devotees for advancing in Krishna consciousness. So whichever ashram we are in, it does not really matter. So regardless of ashram, brahmachari, grihastha, vanprastha, ashtanya. So even if we are in grihastha ashram, we can absolutely render devotional service to Krishna. Even being in grihastha ashram, there is no need to leave house and render devotional service. It is absolutely possible even in grihastha ashram. And the next point is, yes, so because we live in the material world, even if sometimes when the initiated devotees sometimes falls prey to the Maya, it is very natural because we live in the kingdom of Maya. So this can happen. But as long as the initiated devotee always obeys the orders of the spiritual master, which is even one of the aparadhas in 10 aparadhas, not to obey the orders of the spiritual master. So after we get initiated, we need to obey the spiritual master's order, and then by the grace of the spiritual master, one can reach the perfectional stage of devotional life. Again, initiation is not the perfection, is initiate, meaning to begin, is just the beginning of our devotional life. So it's very important that to be serious about the orders of the spiritual master and to follow his instruction. And only then the devotees can be successful. And when a devotee does activities, it may look like the activities of a normal karmi, of a normal mundane person, but actually whatever a devotee does, it is akarma. So whatever a devotee does, he or she does for Krishna. So there is no good karma or bad karma involved with it. So whatever the devotee does it for Krishna, and this is why it's naturally free from any actions and reactions of karma. Hare Krishna, Prabhu. Thank you.
Hare Krishna. Thank you, Mataji, for kindly summarizing this. Thank you so much. Any other points, dear devotees, you wanted to add? Okay, so that is from Srila Prabhupada's letter. So one has to abide by the spiritual master instructions, and marriages are for initiated devotees. We don't take part in the Gruhamedis stuff for marriages and all those things. And wherever we go, we always preach Krishna Katha. And ask people in general to chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. That is Nityananda Prabhu's mood and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's order. Okay, that is from Prabhupada's letter. And from the announcements point of view, so today evening we have about Kirtan evening at 8:30 p.m. and tomorrow at Krishna Katha. That's all the upcoming events. And the devotees, if you have got any other updates or you wanted to share anything on Krishna consciousness, kindly share.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, sorry, I missed the bit about when does our fasting thingy today?
Today we fasted already yesterday, so today breakfast at 8:48.
The thing is, what if I'm at work? Like,
So we need break the fast at 8:48 and 10:30. We need to carry the breakfast to offices.
okay, I'll just take a banana. It's fine. Nityananda Triyodashi is today, or because in India they're doing it tomorrow. So
Today. In India also, I think today only.
no, they're doing it tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah. So is there any more fasting? I just need to just double check.
So this for Nityananda Trayodasi, we have fasted yesterday on the Dwadasi day. Yesterday,
Right.
Mahadwadasi, it is fasting for Ekadasi and also Varaha Bhagavan and also Nityananda Trayodasi. All three fastings only came on one day, but we are breaking the fast at 8:48 today.
Okay, great. Okay, thank you, Prabhu. Hare Krishna,
Okay,
everyone.
thank
Happy
you.
Nityananda Triyodashi.
Thank you, Mataji. Okay, so any other things to devotees to share, or we shall conclude and continue with further japa. पञ्चकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपासिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। अनंतकोटि वैष्णव भक्तवृंद की जय, श्रील प्रभुपाद की जय। Have a Krishna conscious day, everyone. Jai Krishna. जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद